Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Steve Kersten, the head football coach at Williamston High School. How's it going?
It is going very well.
All right. So I know it's been a few good weeks of practice. I know we're wrapping up week 2. Of course, you had the scrimmage last night. Overall, how have these first few weeks been?
They've been very, very good, very productive. We liked the scrimmage last night a lot. Definitely saw some good things from our seniors on the field, but also just the intangibles of leadership. It's been very, very good.
All right. So coming into this season, for people that might not follow Williamston, how did you guys do last year?
We actually had an outstanding season. Cut a little short. Losing the first round of the playoffs is really kind of tough for this group and for the coaching staff as well. We had a really solid team, went 7-2, lost to 2 very good football teams in our league, Hazlitt and Mason, but we're close games. And so we thought going into Division 5 was going to look really good. Played Corunna, and they had a couple dudes, and
yeah,
it was tough. It was a very tough loss. Our kids battled valiantly, but we just didn't get it done.
Right. Well, let's talk about some of the guys that are going to be returning for this team, and then some of the guys to watch. Let's start with the skill positions and go from there.
Yeah, our running back room is full. We have 2 seniors in Ollie Brown and Noah Dunkel, who have had great year last year for sure. Noah did, Ollie did too. He didn't get as many reps, but he is very good as well. And then we have a new and youngster coming up in Joe Smith. He's a sophomore. He's also a very good running back. So it'll be interesting to see how we use all 3 of those guys because they are very talented.
All right. Talk about the quarterback battle. I know Lewis and Alex has got to be tough, but what are some of the where are we at in that?
Yeah, we got 2 seniors going at it, Jack Kindinger and Zach Cribbs, both 2 outstanding young men, outstanding athletes, have worked really hard in the off season. So I feel very comfortable playing either one of those guys. And then when we don't play, we'll definitely play in other spots. So yeah, we'll put that out there on Thursday in New Zealand.
All right. Receiver wise.
Yeah, we have some veterans. Jackson Hart is a senior coming back. We have a young sophomore in Tommy Pratt. He's also a very good receiver. So those guys are solid. We'll definitely be looking good throwing the balls at those guys.
All right. Let's go to the offensive and defensive line.
Well, for sure, offensive line wise is led by one of our top leaders this year in Luke Chambers. I mean, he really has the team. He can get the guys jacked up in the weight room, on the field. He's a 3rd-year starter at guard, and he's going to pull a lot, and he gets after it. So Luke Chambers is critical there. We have a junior who played last year as a sophomore in Johnny Eifert. He's a tall in stature, but just a little boy last year. And now he's a man. So he's ready to go. He's jacked about the technique and doing things really well. And then the other side, Garrett Kent, who didn't play a lot last year as a junior, he's a senior at the other tackle. He is very good. He was the next guy in, and he was ready to play at any moment. He's tough. He gets physical, and he's very good. So, and then at the other guard spot, we have 2 guys that are battling, 2 seniors, Sam Woodbury and Aiden Freeze, both great athletes and want to get after it. So that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. And center position is still kind of up in the air. So we're trying to figure that one out right now.
All right. Defensive line.
Yeah. Our D-line, Aiden Freeze is coming back. He was an outstanding D tackle. He played D tackle or DN for us. We got Ian Young as well. He's small in stature, but his heart is huge, and he perfects the technique of whatever we put him at, either nose or DN. And then Luke Chambers will play a little bit on defense. He didn't play as much last year. And we get that 4th spot's kind of people are battling for it right now. We should probably might play by committee. I'll put a few guys in there playing that.
All right, let's go to linebackers and secondary.
Yeah, our linebacker room is also full. Ollie Brown and Miles Keener, the sophomore. They're looking very good. I mean, obviously we got to play in a real game, but in scrimmages and on film and practices, they're flying around. And then last night, Matt Dion played inside linebacker, and
Yeah.
he was impressive. So we got three guys, kind of battling for two spots there. So we're excited about that. Then outside linebacker, we call it our kind of our weak safety, but Noah Dunkel will play that spot, and he's just a man. He's a man child. He can cover the pass. He comes up on the run. He's very confident and really kind of getting after our scheme. He really knows what he's looking for and perfects that position.
All right. Secondary wise, where are we at there?
Yeah, I mean, Max McCune is back. Actually, I didn't talk about Max as a slot. He's just an amazing athlete, point guard on the basketball team, and he makes people miss, but he also was a great cover guy. Michael Martellini at safety has been very impressive. He was kind of the next guy in on the defensive backfield last year. Didn't play a ton, but this year's a senior. He'll lay leather, but he'll also cover the pass well. So he's a student of the game, and he is super smart in the classroom. We got a bunch of those guys that are 4.0 kids, from Noah Dunkel to Ollie Brown to Michael Martellini.
Yep. Let's go to special teams.
Yeah, I mean, Noah Dunkel's our punter. He went to a ton of punting camps this summer, kind of looking to maybe play at the next level as a punter, and so he's good. So we feel like if we have to, get off the field, he'll move the field for the other team. Kind of use that to pin him deep if we can do that. Kicker Adam Gaudreau, he's didn't play last year, but his brother did on the varsity for us, so he's doing a nice job. I think we have a lot of kids that can run around. We're also going to use that fifth quarter rule, so we're going to bring some of those sophomores up: Jameson Nicolopoulos, Aston Thorburn, Stephen Bush, and some others. Well, they'll come up and play a quarter on special teams.
All right. We've talked about the kids, but now let's talk about the schedule, and it's going to be a good one for you guys. Of course, starting it all off on the 24th at Zeeland East, so next week's time. August 31st, home against Battle Creek Penfield to start off the home slate. September 8th, home against Lansing Eastern. September 15th at Mason. September 22nd, home against Fowlerville. September 29th at St. John's. October 6th at Hazlitt. October 13th, home against Sparta. And finishing out the regular season, October 20th, home against Goodrich. That is a very, very good schedule for you guys. But it's filled with a lot of teams, a lot of tough teams, especially in the division this year between, with Hazlitt, Mason, you guys. I know obviously St. John's and Fowlerville also are going to be up there as well as Lansing Eastern.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the schedule is something. I mean, it's packed, and it's a ton of D4 and D3 schools or D5. I saw on Goose Poop website that it's one of the top 4 in the state of Michigan. Maybe it was third, something like that. Yep. Just for numbers. So we feel like, hey, we get through the schedule well, we'll be sitting pretty for home playoff games, and we're looking forward to that. This first game, Zeeland East, is always going to be tough. I mean, we're heading over there. They're going to have a big dual game. Zeeland West plays before us at 5:00. We play at 7:30 right after it, with fireworks afterwards. We're trying to get the whole town of Zeeland to come together. So it'll be a ruckus crowd. So we're definitely going to prepare our kids for that. Just getting there and staying in the moment and doing our job.
Absolutely.
Our league is crazy tough. I mean, you mentioned those schools, and for sure Fowlerville and St. John's is our football towns. They played a lot of great football in those towns as well. And Eastern, they have athletes and they're getting after it a little bit. So our league's tough. Will prepare us well for the playoffs. I think our non-league games are tough. Coming back with Goodrich to finish up. They were in the state championship last year. So we feel very good about our schedule, and that it'll prepare us and show us what we need to improve on and what we can excel at come playoff time.
All right. Steve, just to really talk about these the next week, and as we enter in the first game week preparations as you guys get ready for Zeeland East, just really what do you want to really see out of these guys heading into that first game?
Yeah, I think for us, I mean, for any first game, let's talk about that for a minute. I mean, we played Olivet for years back in the first game, and it seemed like there was like 5+ turnovers amongst the two teams. So we're going to stress a ton this week about taking care of the ball, about creating turnovers. I really feel like, especially in the first game against a solid opponent, the turnover battle is going to be critical. So we will definitely address that this week. And then I think that just preparation. We haven't really prepped for one team yet. So we're going to challenge our kids today. We're going to lift and watch film today, and we're going to challenge them to just really embrace and engage in the game plan, to know it so well that when things happen, they can just react as opposed to think about what they have to do. So that'll be a big one for this week, and that really it's something that will carry on through the whole season. As you know, play one game at a time, and preparation is critical, especially nowadays. All coaches watch film. They talk to other coaches. They know the ins and outs of what you do, and we'll know the ins and outs of what they do. So it comes down to how effective is our teaching as coaches and learning as players in preparation for games.
All right. Steve Kersten, the head football coach at Williamston. Thanks for taking the time to talk, and best of luck to the Hornets this coming season.
Yeah, can I say one last thing too?
Sure.
We didn't really talk about our coaching staff, but we have 5 coaches on the varsity, and 4 of them have been head coaches before.
Absolutely.
Jacob Galitas in Pinckney,
Yep.
Joel Emmons in Weberville, Kyle Robinson in Corunna, and then Nate Massive was a player for me. He played 4 years at Hope, and he was on our 2010 team. They went to Ford Field.
That's
so
awesome.
We have an outstanding coaching staff that cares about kids, invests well in their lives, and knows football, knows the ins and outs of techniques, and we're tight. The coaching staff has a brotherhood here, and we're building that brotherhood amongst our players and our staff. So we're looking forward to a great season.
Yeah, I saw that last night. That was awesome. So, but Steve, thank you so much for taking some time to talk, and we'll talk. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much for doing this too. Appreciate what you do for high school sports.
Absolutely, thank you.